Louisiana Beer Review Special Edition. We have a taste challenge. Pabst Blue Ribbon, introduced in 1844. 4.74% alcohol. Label's a little messed up here. This is an artwork bottle. The Lion and a Dragon Seahorse by Anna Benoroya. Okay, so there we go. Versus Rolling Rock, introduced in 1939. 4.6% alcohol, so it's very similar alcohol by volume. Both made with corn adjunct. The Rolling Rock may also use rice. But then if you look at the Tap Into Your Beer website, it also may not use it. Couldn't get a good grip on that thing. There's 5 of clubs. I remember back in like 2001, around that time, 2001, 2002, when Pabst was really not popular at all. It was starting to have that little cult following with the hipster crowd. They were doing that artwork project promotions even then. I can remember something along those lines, like they used to have like the little saloon website with the guy with the mustache and the saloon outfit. And then they were saying, you young artists can sign up. And so they were trying to tap into that even then. They didn't have money for TV advertisements or any such thing. I don't know why I'm not getting a grip on these today. Usually come right off. Strange. Okay. It's usually the easy part. The unbottling, you know, taking the screw cap off. I don't think it's going to be much of a challenge because Rolling Rock is so distinctive, and I was talking about paper. It made me think, though, because I had done reviews of Rolling Rock in the past, and I never talked about paper, so I said something in my head, I'm misinterpreting it, and I think it's the hops that they use that I was thinking is paperiness. Okay, so they're both pale golden. I think the Rolling Rock is paler, though, and more bubbly. So Pabst Blue Ribbon, introduced in 1844. Wasn't called Pabst Blue Ribbon. I think it was called Jacob Best Lager. Rolling Rock, introduced in 1939, acquired by Anheuser-Busch in 2006. Now, I used to complain about the chalky undertaste back in those days. You know I've mentioned that before. Pabst, always found it had a strange taste back in 96, 97 when I first started drinking it. One time I opened a can and this rubber tab came out from the inside. And I said, what, does this company have production problems at their facility? I mean, the beer tasted fine, it was strange. And then about a year later, the brewery shut down. And I think they shut down their last brewery in San Antonio. That was the Old Pearl Beer Brewing Company brewery. They shut it down like 2001. Now they farm out. There's a little pilot brewery up there in Milwaukee today, a boutique brewery. But they farm out most of their stuff to Miller, mainly Miller, not only Miller. Also City Brewing in La Crosse. Okay. If you get on the special export webpage, it says Heilemann Special Export started in La Crosse and it's still brewed there at that brewery. Okay, now I did visit that brewery. Not a tour, but I did go to the gift shop. The day Heilemann's was bought by Stroh's and then 3 years later bought by Pabst. So we got Pabst versus Anheuser-Busch. Who will win? Now Pabst had that weird little winey taste, like wine, like white wine, or dry sherry, and that what they said in the National Geographic article from 1980 is because they used this Carlsberger yeast, which gave it that strange thing, distinctive thing. I think this is the Pabst because I'm getting a lot of pale malt with a little sourdough. Same here, but it's a little paler and a little cleaner maybe. I don't know. I hope I didn't glance at it. Well, let's go. The taste is going to give it away anyway. Pale malt bread, sourdough bread, almost. Little sweetness, little biscuit. Corn or rice, no. And a crisp finish, light to medium body, light to medium body, crisp, easygoing finish. Same thing on the body, a little lighter, crisp finish, and then that strange little spice paper note that I talked about. That I'm calling paper, but it isn't that. When I drink more of it, it's like a spice with some dough, raw dough. It's strange. It's distinctive and it's not bad. I mean, I could see myself drinking. I said it in the Double Down that I'm starting to develop a taste for Rolling Rock. Now, I'm not going to go run out buy it because I can get other standby beers cheaper. You know, I can get Milwaukee's Best Premium or Milwaukee's Best Ice for a good deal cheaper. So I'll stick with those, okay? No. But if I saw Rolling Rock on a deep discount, I buy it. It's got super prickly carbonation. I mean, it's very carbonated. You just feel it. I don't mind it. I like that. It's telling me the beer is really lively. It's got a lot of life to it. It's not a lazy beer. And that's why when I was looking at it, it had those tight little bubble streams in there. And the Pabst did not necessarily have that. Did not have that. So which one's better? Well, you know, it's hard to beat Pabst Blue Ribbon. Maybe Schlitz can do it. Maybe Stag. For sure, I guess Coors Extra Gold Lager can beat it, but then who can find it? Red Dog can beat it. But there aren't many that can beat Pabst Blue Ribbon in that macro, mass-produced American-style lager beer world, okay? So it's the best one aside from Schlitz, Highland's Special Export, Michelob Golden Draft, Michelob. Well, I guess there's a good amount, but there's probably I know there's a lot more that don't beat it. Okay, so Pabst would be up there in that top 80% of the macro. Rolling Rock may be in not as high, but it's still decent, acceptable, and good. I prefer their amber, but you can't get it. And I noticed they're not showing on tap into your beer anymore. I checked it yesterday. So amber, the Rolling Rock Amber Lager, just like their Light Rock. Remember they used to have Light Rock, the Light Rolling Rock. They might be gone now. So certainly Rolling Rock, certainly Pabst. Let's check to be sure, but yeah, Rolling Rock. That rice. Now I'm tasting the rice. They got to use rice in it. They say and or rice, or it's got to be rice. It's got that distinct cooked rice thing going on. And of course this is Pabst Blue Ribbon. So Pabst wins by a little bit. But it isn't a runaway. Nope, not a runaway. Run, 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 run away. I have this Great Value fully cooked roast beef and broth. And it has some cream cheese and some Louisiana Supreme hot sauce. Let's see how this works. Never had it before. Works very well. And the hot sauce adds a necessary added touch, I believe. I could even put some little black pepper on there and it would work nice, nice, nice. Very nicely. So Laissez Les Bon Temps Relais, an interesting taste challenge. I don't know if I'm going to do any more. I may put the Rolling Rock up against Miller Genuine Draft But once again, it isn't really going to be a challenge. There's no use doing challenges that aren't challenging, right? Rolling Rock is just too distinctive. And I can see why some people make it their favorite beer. It's not mine. But some people just love it. Good prickly carbonation, but not to the fierce, not at the fierce level of the Rolling Rock. So, laissez-les bon temps roulé. I appreciate you watching, and I'm going to end this review by saying, y'all come on down to southeastern Louisiana.